Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day. Okay, so I got in all of the 12 RTX 3080 Ti's that I traded my Caspa miners for. Okay, for those that don't know or have not seen my videos before, over the past couple weeks, I traded 3 KS5Ls, 2 KS5Ms, and 10 KS0 Pros for 12 of these RTX 3080 Ti's. Okay, these are 12 gigabyte VRAM cards with GDDR6X memory. Now, I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, but time will tell. I'm just going to talk about my plans within this video, what I'm going to be doing with these cards, and I would love to get your guys' opinion as well. How am I able to clean these cards? They've been mining GPUs for the past 3 years in a garage, as the gentleman told me. So let's talk about all that right after a word from today's video sponsor. Are your electricity costs too high to mine at home? Check out Iowa Mining. Iowa Mining is an ASIC miner hosting facility located in Iowa, USA. With 3+ years of crypto mining experience and 15+ in the industrial commercial space, they provide the perfect blend of the best ASIC miner hosting and service available. They offer straightforward ASIC miner hosting prices, remote access, and personalized service with the goal of 99% uptime for your ASIC miners. Contact them now to get your miners on today, link down below. Okay, so I've already essentially did a live stream unboxing all of these GPUs, 12 RTX 3080 Ti's. These are seriously baller GPUs. They're very strong. Maybe not the most efficient GPU for mining. I think we've all, during the live stream, we all, recognize that the, CMP 178Xs or BC 160s, the memory dependent strong GPUs, the mining specific GPUs. If you're buying GPUs for mining, those would be the GPUs to get. So when I did that trade, okay, when the gentleman told me he wanted to trade for my Caspa miners for these GPUs, I instantly said yes. You all know I have a GPU mining addiction. And so I said yes to trading for these 3080 Ti's. So my first thought was, what am I going to, or what would I be able to use these GPUs for? So I'm just going to rapid fire what I was thinking, but that's also going to go in conjunction with, I also bought 22 CPU mining rigs from RedPandaMining. If you guys haven't watched that video, you should go watch it, from RedPandaMining. I paid exactly $5,100 USD for 22 of his 3900X CPU mining rigs. Granted, one of them is a 5900X, but they all have motherboards, CPU coolers, RAM, and NVMEs, but there's no power supply. So with those rigs, okay, and with these 12 3080 Ti's, I'm gonna couple a 3080 Ti on each of those CPU rigs. So the question is, Red Panda, what can you do with those rigs, with these GPUs? Well, a bunch of stuff that I could potentially get into. And is it necessarily going to be profitable? Well, time will tell. So the first thought that I had with these GPUs is that I could utilize these on different platforms. Okay, so the first platform I thought of was Salad. Can these GPUs, these 3080 Ti's, be good on Salad? And right now, as of recording, which Salad is not very consistent. I think all platforms are not very consistent. It just depends on the customers and the demand, essentially. But Salad is just a GPU rental platform. And another one I was looking into was Clore.ai, which I've had experience before. I've rented out all my 3070s, which were in Octaminers, and that actually went well for a while. It didn't sustain for a long time, but it was good for maybe a couple weeks, but then it died off. So again, it comes back to the whole demand thing. And then another platform I was looking into was maybe Node.ai. I've done Node.ai before, maybe for only a week. It was good on my 3090s, but on 3080 Ti's, I don't know how well it would be, but I may try that. And then another platform is Vast. Okay, Vast.ai is another popular, GPU rental platform for people to, do language models, compute, whatever, stable diffusion for whoever rents out the hardware. So I'll try it on maybe a CPU rig or two with a 3080 Ti, just see how it goes. I don't think there's much demand for 3080 Ti's on Vast, but I'll give her a try. And then there's a bunch of other platforms that I've seen out there. I don't know if they're gonna do well or not. But yeah, those are just some of the platforms I've been looking into. But then some of you guys are gonna say, Red Panda, what about mining? You're not really doing any mining. You're just renting out these GPUs. And yeah, you're right. I'm just renting these out. And I'm not technically mining. But right now, I know the landscape for GPU mining is not great right now. And dependent on your electrical cost, I would be losing money right now if I would be mining with these at my electrical cost, which is around 7.4, 7.5 cents. So obviously it's not very lucrative right now, and so that's why I've been looking into other other platforms to rent out my GPU. But since I'm going to be putting these 3080 Ti's on singular CPU mining rigs, those 3900Xs, those AMD 3900X CPU rigs, I could mine Warthog. Right? I could do that. I could GPU mine, but also then CPU mine down the road, okay, if everything starts coming back into play. And I truly do believe, that's why I'm getting this stuff now, because the cost basis is definitely a lot cheaper. So it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when will the market rebound and, potentially proof of work coins could come back into play and, this hardware that I have could be good again. I don't know. That's the risk and, the type of investment that I am willing to do. Obviously, this is a very long-term play. Don't know if this hardware is going to be good or not, because there's definitely a lot better stuff out there, but time will tell. We'll see, right? We'll see. And I'm going to document my journey when I make all these rigs. But now, how am I going to clean these? I mean, you guys see the state that these GPUs are in. Almost 3 years of GPU mining in a garage, as the gentleman told me. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos out there, people dunking their GPUs in water or into ultrasonic cleaners, which you guys know I've done before. I had success with my 1070s. So all the videos I've watched on YouTube, people just dunk them in water or, dishwashers or a sink. And, they let them sit for several days, or sometimes a lot of them blow out the dust and they blow out the water after they've, dunked them, obviously, to get the residual water out. I think that's a great idea. I'll probably do the same thing. But all the videos I've watched, people have used different stuff and they've ultimately been fine. So I know there's a lot of concern regarding, fan oil and the fans would dry up and such, but really the people that I've seen hasn't really affected these as much. So I think what I'm gonna try, okay, and you guys can give me some opinions down below. I'm just gonna get a plastic tub. So we did a live stream talking about this already, but either distilled water or ionized, demineralized water, or just straight alcohol, like isopropyl, just dunk a bunch of isopropyl into a bucket and then dunk each of these, and I'm gonna get a glove, I'm gonna hold the GPU, and I'm just gonna put it in there and shake it as fast as I can for I don't know, maximum 5 seconds and take it out. So do you guys wanna see a video on that or a live stream? Let me know down below. And after I take it out, I think I'm gonna I have a little compressor. I can just blow out the water or the isopropyl, whatever I use. I think isopropyl would, really dry up fast anyway. But yeah, I don't want to buy an ultrasonic cleaner. Those things are actually very expensive right now. So I might just do that method. But you guys let me know which method you would do to clean your GPU. I don't want to take these apart. I know the thermal pads will probably get damaged as well. I don't know. There definitely could be long-term effects, when I dunk it in deionized water or isopropyl. Who knows? Things could dry out, thermal pads could dry out. That's what a lot of people say. I didn't really get that experience. I had my 1070s for a while. They were mining just fine for a couple months, but then I gave them all away. So I don't know the long-term effect of, I used Windex last time and that seemed to be fine, but long-term, over a course of 6 months, a year, would they actually dry up? And probably. But I just need an easy way to clean these GPUs. Look how dusty they are, right? Look how dusty they are. I don't want to put them on my new, or semi-new, I guess, 3900X CPU rigs and just look at that, right? And there is one that has a little broken notch there on the power connector, but it still works. We did verify that. I did test that on the stream. And yeah, majority of the GPUs work. I actually have 4 more to test here. I'm sure they work. I just plop them in on my test bench here, and they're mining zealous right now. You guys can see. So at the PCIe, it's 165 watts or so. mining zealous on this 3080 Ti, which is pretty nice. But okay guys, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know your thoughts. How would you clean these? And how would you use these, either for mining or try to rent them out of some sort? I don't know. We're gonna try it out when I get these all set up. Probably gonna be a couple months from now. You bastards keep laughing at me that these are all gonna be on the floor. Well, it might be just for a little while. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.